And I'm so excited, and we're off. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pray, and then I'm going to talk about some of the ways I've increased my sales this year. I have a lot of you kind of know my story, but I have never considered myself to be a really strong seller. I have had to work very hard at learning how to sell product, and this year, it's just I kind of turned a corner, and my sales are a lot better. So I wanted to share some of the things that I changed that I think really helped that, and I think it's really I was a teacher for music, and I always felt like I learned more. Well, and was able to teach better in music because a lot of it did not come naturally. So I had to learn, like, from a lot of different angles how to do things before it would stick. So I feel like I'm going to be able to give you guys some good tips because I have had some really hard seasons with selling that did not go well. And it was just, I felt like, well, I could not pay anybody to take the product from me, much less have them pay me. Like I've been there so many times. So hopefully some of the things I say tonight will help you guys because I've had all of the experiences wherever you are. I promise you I've been there. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and pray and we'll get started. Dear Lord, thank you so much for just this opportunity we have to get together virtually. I thank you for these women who made time for this meeting. I pray that it would bless them, that you would give me words that would encourage and inspire and really give practical tips for how to sell well. I pray for my mom as she shares about the Star Consultant Program, that she would be clear and that we would just kind of learn and have ourselves inspired again to reach for big things and do big things. I pray that you'd help us to just have an excellent month and an excellent time just being together. And I pray, amen. Okay. Oh, there's Anna. I see her in the waiting room. And there's Janet. Oh, this is so fun. Nice big meeting tonight. I love that. We don't always have all these people that are able to come. So this is wonderful. Okay. So let's get to it with some tips on selling. All right. So I am just curious. There are no right or wrong answers. How many of you feel like you are okay with sales? Like maybe not as good as you'd like to be, but you're like, I'm okay. I'm confident-ish. Um, yeah, mom, I know that that's always been okay. So most of us are like, please tell me everything you know. Right? That's where a lot of us are like, yeah, I'll take some tips right there. And that was always me. And sometimes I would hear these tips and be like, okay, that's good for you that you were able to do that. I will literally not be able to do that. So a little background for any of you that don't know, when I started my Mary Kay business, everybody I knew was absolutely broke, absolutely not going to buy any Mary Kay. They were nice, but they just wanted a free facial. They did not want to actually purchase product. And it felt uphill. And I had a lot of times where I thought, I don't know if I'm cut out for this because I cannot get anybody to be excited enough about this product to actually want to buy it. And I had a lot of like moments where I would like, I mean, we're going to keep it real tonight. I would have a lot of moments where I really looked at quitting in the face and went, that might be what I'm doing next week. All right. But I would be like, all right, I'm going to do my best for these next, 5 days, and then we'll see where we are. And I just kind of kept doing that. So you don't have to confess unless you want to. But if you've ever really thought, I don't know if it's me or what's going on, but I just don't know if I can keep doing this. I have been there so many times. I personally have looked quitting in the face a lot of times. All right. I think it's one of those things we don't talk about. But if you've been in this business for more than like a day, you've probably had a little moment of going, all right, take a step back. Am I good? Are we good? And I think it's okay to admit that. But also, I will tell you time and time again, when I didn't quit, clearly, I did find that it was always the right choice because I don't think that it was ever handed to me. But I do think that because I persevered through all those times that it was really hard, I was able to build something that is really sustainable now. It did take some work to get there. So you might be starting, and let me just say this right now. Don't compare your chapter 1 to my chapter 30 if you've been in for a little while or you work a full-time job. That is not Mary Kay. It's going to make a lot of sense that our stories are going to look a little different. So I think sometimes we get into this comparison trap of like, well, she does this, and this, and she's so good at that. I do this too, by the way. And then we're going, well, I can't be that way. I can't do this. I don't know this person. I didn't either. I didn't know these people 3 years ago. And I didn't have these good customers 3 years ago. I didn't have these parties lined up. I didn't have these connections, but I worked at it. So I just want to encourage you to not discount where you are right now on your way to where you want to be. I had a very clear vision of where I wanted to be, and that's what got me through all the times I was where I did not want to be when it came to my sales or with my recruiting or anything. I mean, missing getting a car once, missing. I mean, I've had a roller coaster. We all have. So I just want to encourage you to be really laser focused on what you want. And if you don't know what you want, you need to figure it out. And I know that sounds pretty direct, but if you don't know what you're shooting for, you don't have anywhere to go. And I would say have a big goal, but then have a bunch of small goals along the way, because sometimes we'll say something like, I want to be a national sales director. That is awesome. But there are about 30 steps in between where you are and being a national. So, okay, that's our big goal. What is the goal for today to take me towards my big goal up here? So that's why I always encourage you to have a monthly goal with like sales, number of faces you're going to see, those kinds of things. Because if you have a big goal, it, a lot of us, a lot of us, including myself, I like to look at these big goals and these big dreams, but sometimes I don't like to do the daily stuff. I don't like booking. Quite frankly, I do not like asking for parties. That doesn't mean I don't do it. It's very important. But I have to, I think it was Mark Twain, he called it eating the frog. He said, if you must eat a frog, do it first thing in the morning. The point being, if you have to do something you don't want to do and you don't enjoy, that is the only way to get to where you want to go. So if there's something that you are like uncomfortable with or nervous about with your business, but you know that it's the step that's going to take you closer to what you want to do, I just want to encourage you to eat the frog. It's part of what we do. I love Mary Kay. I don't love everything that I do every day, but I love the big picture. I love that I get to stay home and have a flexible schedule. I love that I get to have a car from Mary Kay. I mean, that's crazy. There are times where my business is challenging, but there are big things about Mary Kay that I love more than the little things I don't enjoy. So I think honestly, that's one of the big things is I just want to encourage you that your sales will get better when you choose to persevere daily and weekly. And a lot of times we just want the in between time to be done, but nothing changes if we don't change it. So I want you, if you're not where you want to be right now, which is me too, quite frankly, my sales have increased, but there are other parts of my business that I'm looking at going, this is not where I want it to be. The first thing I have to take a step back and look at is what is my daily activity? And we call them income producing activities, IPAs. And that's where you can kind of get into the nitty gritty. What I like about IPAs is they're not emotional. Like, did I try to get sales today or did I not? I mean, there's no emotion about that. I did or I didn't. That's going to show me, okay, well, that's something that I can change tomorrow. I can do that just a little bit better. Now, I would say trying to increase how well you're doing every day by about 5% is a great way to not be overwhelmed, but also make progress. Because when you try to go from like, I'm having a hard time even touching my business every day to I'm going to spend 1 hour every evening doing this, and this, you're probably gonna maybe be able to do that for a day or two, and then it's gonna be like, I cannot do this. So if you're having a hard time touching your business every day, make it your goal that this week, in some way, I will touch my business every day. And when I say touch, I mean that's you're working on booking a party, or you're working on getting some sales, or you're posting in your Facebook group, whatever that is for you. Make sure you touch your business every day. That was just like a very basic goal I had. But can I be honest with you? There were some days where if I had not had that purposeful decision that I was going to touch my business every day, I wouldn't have touched it. And I know that sounds crazy because it's like, but you own a business. I know, but also there's a lot of other things in my life. I'm married, I have a dog, we own a home, I have friends, I have family in town. There's a lot of other things that I could do every day that have nothing to do with Mary Kay. Now, that doesn't mean those things aren't important, but if I want to run a business, I have to touch my business every day. So that is like the basic surface level. That's the first commitment you have to make if you want to get better in any area, including sales. So here are some things that I decided. So after, let's see, it's probably about 2.5 to 3 years of my sales being like okay, but not great. I was doing fine, but not good. And that was, it just was what it was. I kind of thought that was a story that wasn't going to change for me. And I was like, well, that's okay. I'll do what I can. And that's enough. And for 2.5 years, that was enough. And I want to let you know right now, if that's where you are, that's okay. I don't think I did anything wrong, but I do think that there were some things that I started changing that have helped. So here's a couple things. I started to really try to think like a customer. Okay, how many of you have received approximately 30 sales emails in the past couple days with Black Friday deals from like every company you've ever, yep, every list I am on. I'm getting Belk is, I don't even know how I got on Belk's email list, but I'm getting like 30 emails a day from them. So I thought, okay, am I even looking at those emails and posts and things about sales? The answer was no, because if I didn't need anything from that company that day, I didn't care if they had something on sale. I don't need any clothes right now. So I decided, all right, so if I'm thinking about this like a customer, I'm not looking for sales. Now, if I'm already looking for a product, then a sale might be helpful, but the sale doesn't draw me to the product. Does that make sense? So I thought, all right, then I better stop focusing on always discounting my product and offering sales and things, because as a consumer, that's not what's drawing me in. So I started thinking, okay, what do I like? I like having fun. And I think most people like having fun. So I thought, all right, how am I bringing the fun? I mean, I got kind of objective. This is one of those things, you have to take your emotion out of it. I got really objective and I looked at the kinds of things I was posting in my Facebook group, and I was just like, I don't even care about this with my customers. I forgot I posted this. Like if I forgot I posted it, then it wasn't a very good post. So I thought, okay, well then if I'm not that excited about it, I don't know how my customers could be that excited about it. So I thought, all right, how can I change the story? So I thought, what do I like to participate on Facebook? And I thought, games. I like games. I like things where I'm able to interact with it. So I thought, okay, so what are some fun things? So I'm just curious, do you guys like in the glam group, have you noticed that some of it's about Mary Kay and then sometimes it's just really, really not, and it's just fun stuff? That is on purpose, because if all I posted about in the glam group was Mary Kay, people would get bored because if they want to order Mary Kay, they'll just go to my website. That's not why they're in my Facebook group. That's not why I'm their consultant. They like Mary Kay, but they're connected with me because I'm a person. So I thought, okay, well, what am I doing to just build a relationship with my customers? So I started posting more fun things. I heard this tip and it has been a game changer for me. If you can only post one time a day in your customer group, don't make it about the product you sell. And I thought, what? I am a Mary Kay consultant. That makes no sense. And they were like, they know you're a Mary Kay consultant. Make it something fun. And I was like, well, that's an interesting idea. So I started hopping on Pinterest, and I would go into Pinterest and I would type in Facebook party game because I didn't really know what I was looking for. And I started just posting, they're called engagement posts. They're posts where people just engage with you. Megan had a really cute one in her group the other day where they were putting in their like Santa name or something like that, their Christmas name. Her customers were like commenting like crazy because it was fun. And then she was having fun. And I thought, okay, how can I bring the fun? Because we come back to what makes us feel good. The reason we reach out to the same people when we're texting all the time is we have people who just like get us, right? And not everybody's going to get you, and that's okay. But we go back to what's fun. So I thought, why are my customers coming back to me? There's a lot of Mary Kay ladies in the world. Why me? Why would they want to stick with me? Why would they be loyal to me for 10 years? Because I'm building a 10-year business, not a 10-month business. And I think that's really important to remember when you're thinking about your business. Like, okay, how am I building this for the long term and not just the today sale? The today sale does matter. Okay. So I'm not saying that your sales today don't matter. What I am saying is that if you want a 10-year business, you've got to build those relationships. I've heard it called building them wide, but also building them deep. We want a wide customer base with lots of customers, but you are not going to be everybody's cup of tea. I am not everybody's cup of tea, but there are some people where I can have a really deep relationship with. So I try to do some surface level things that are like kind for all of my customers. And then I have some deep things that I do with some of my customers because we don't have enough emotional bandwidth to be every single person's best friend. I can't do it. I can't maintain that. But what I can do is I can have about 10 customers that I am like really close with. Like I know what's going on with their family. I'm commenting on their Facebook posts. So I'm not telling you that you have to be everybody's best friend. What I am saying is be intentional. Are you anybody's good friend in your customer group? I had to take a hard look at that. And I was like, I only text my customers when I have a sale. That's the only time I'm touching base with any of them. And I thought, I would not like that if I was her customer. If I was like, okay, so if I were my own customer, would I like it? And I was like, nope, I would not. So I really started to look at, all right, so if I were my own customer, what would I like? And I thought, well, I'd like to have fun. So I started posting things. Right now in my personal customer group, I'm running a Whitney's favorite things contest, just like I am in the Fearless group. But what I'm doing is I'm getting to know my customers through it. So they're answering questions because, we all really know a lot about, a lot about ourselves. So it's like everybody likes to talk about themselves. I mean, myself included. So I was like, okay, what are you guys liking? Show me a picture of something you did in 2021 that you enjoyed. And like people are posting pictures of like their kids and just things that they love because it's about them. So we have to make it about our customers. And it's not that I wasn't trying to do that before, but I was not intentionally trying to do that before. So I really started thinking, putting myself in their shoes. I really started to think, what can I give rather than how can I get the sale? And let me clarify that. When I say what can I give, I don't mean what discount can I give. Like I said, the sale doesn't draw them in. The product draws them in. And if they're already going to get the product, then they'll be happy for a sale. But I thought, what can I give them that they're going to want to come back to? They want to come back to somebody that makes them feel special and seen. So if anybody comments on anything in my Facebook group, they get a reply from me, even if it's just a smiley face, because they took the time to comment. So I want them to feel special. Now, I'm talking specifically about Facebook right now, but this is true with texting, with in person, with phone calls, all of this. Please hear my heart. This is big picture. Facebook is something that I've really been focusing on for the past 2 years because of the pandemic and not being in person. But this applies to when you're texting or doing phone calls or acting in person. So I really started thinking about, what can I give? So I try to give praise to my customers because we all have different love languages. One of my love languages is words of affirmation. So I love it when somebody tells me I'm doing a good job, or somebody tells me that, they see me. That means something to me. So I thought, I am going to give my customers recognition like they've never felt it before, because a lot of these women are stay-at-home moms who don't get seen and nobody's telling them that they're doing a good job. So I thought that could be my job. I will be a professional seer of others. So when somebody comments or somebody purchases something from me, it's like a party in my group. I thank them. I post pictures of the products that they ordered. I thank them. I tell them how it blesses my family, because that might be the only way they were recognized that day. And a lot of you are moms and you know that this is true. Your 4-year-old is not necessarily singing your praises. They're just doing their thing. Your boss at your full-time job may not be telling you what an amazing person you are every day. So your customers need that, because we all need that. And that is a blessing Mary Kay has given me. So I wanted to pay that forward. So what I started doing about 6 months ago is every time anybody ordered, I didn't care if it was one lip gloss or a full skincare set, I thanked them to the same level. I would say, oh my goodness, thank you so much, Anna, for ordering from me this month. I love your choice of the Sheer Illusion lip gloss. That's going to look so good on you, friend. Thank you for blessing my family. Like, I would just lay it on thick because it did matter. And I found that when I was more publicly grateful for my sales, I was more internally grateful for those sales. And I stopped focusing on what I didn't have. And I didn't have the sales I wanted at the time. But I thought, okay, then this is on me to change how I think about this. So that's why I thanked them. And that's why I named the products they ordered. Because sometimes we just give a generic thank you, but doesn't it feel special when somebody says, like if they're talking to a group and they say, hey, everybody, how are you doing? And then they go, hey, Whitney, did blah, blah, blah happen for your family this week? There's something about, hey, everybody, and there's something about, hey, you. So I really wanted to just zone in on who they were, how they had blessed my family, because maybe she couldn't afford a full skincare set, but she chose to get that lip gloss from me. And I know very well she could get that lip gloss from Walmart for less money. So I knew that she chose me and she chose to support my business. So I started to get really intentionally grateful. And I think that made a huge difference. I started having so many sales that I literally couldn't keep up with thanking them. And that has never been the story of my business before in my life. So I need to like clarify for my customers and be like, hey guys, I haven't forgotten about you. I just got a little behind. Mindy, yeah, go ahead.
Are you saying you publicly thank them on your page, like thank you to this, and you privately thank them, or both?
That is such a good question. I would say somewhat both, but more often I do it in my private customer group. So when I say publicly, that was the wrong word to use. I do it in my private customer group, but like in the group. So that's what I meant. That's a great question. But if I get a chance, I have several customers who are not on Facebook. So then I'm going to thank them in a text, or in person or on the phone, however that needs to be. And I only put thank yous in my Facebook group for people that are in my Facebook group. But 3 or 2 years ago, I didn't have that many people in my Facebook group. So I would have thanked every customer, whether or not they were in that group, so that people would see, okay, sales are happening. Because I also think that we all want to cheer for a winner, right? So when people see that other people are ordering from you, they're like, "Oh, that's my Mary Kay girl. She's good at her job." So that's my mindset on that. I like to work with those that are winners, and you are all winners, but sometimes your customers they don't even know. So that's part of it too. I wanted them to know, hey, I am getting sales because my business does work, and I think that builds their trust in me as their consultant as well. Um, and let's see. I try to come back to this every month when I'm doing stuff. I think, okay, if things are boring in my group, have you guys ever had these times where like everybody's commenting and everybody's engaged, and then the next week it's like nobody's ever going to talk to you? Have you guys had that happen? I have that happen to me still. Okay. So it's like everybody's there and everybody's not. So whenever I feel like it's getting really quiet in my group, I kind of stop posting about Mary Kay, just to remind them that we're just friends and this is just supposed to be fun and encouraging together. And I'll just put up a bunch of engagement posts, and I'm always the first person to comment on my post. I'm always the first person to comment on my own post. Does anybody know why that will help you or how that helps your business? I'm curious. Mom.
The more comments you have on a post, the more Facebook realizes that as an interesting post. And so they will show it to your customers, to more of your customers, and to your customers more often. So you want to get that train started. Likes and loves, no, but actual emojis, GIFs, and word comments are what help the algorithm for Facebook. Yes.
Yes, that is exactly right. So whenever I ask them a question, first of all, I almost always ask a question on my post so they have something to comment on. If it's just a picture, I mean, I see pictures all the time and I don't do anything with it. But if it's like, hey, what is your favorite color of all of these or whatever, I always ask a question. And then I'm always the first person to comment. Sometimes I'll put more than one comment. Like I'll say, hey, check the comment section to see which one is your favorite, because that pushes them into the comment section and they're going to reply to me. So those are just some like really practical, tactical things you can do. You want people to be commenting. If you have a friend who's already using the Very Famous lipstick and you put up a post about it, tag her in that post and be like, hey, Susie, how are you liking your Very Famous lipstick? Get a conversation going with her, because your customers also like to see other customer reviews because she trusts you. But there's something to it when somebody who's not selling Mary Kay also loves a product. It really builds that credibility, because of course we love our product. Our customers know that. That's why we're Mary Kay ladies. But when a customer tells another customer how good a product is, that is like, I just feel like my job is done when that happens. I'm like, she's telling her how great this is. Yes. So we really want to build that relationship with them so that they trust us and that they know that we're not going to always come after them with a sale. I say that really quote unquote because I do ask my customers for sales here. I sell really well because I'm not afraid of asking for it, but they also know that they can comment on something and I'm just going to reply to them. I'm not always going to ask for the sale. So I think there is somewhat of a discretion of that, where they know that when they comment on something that they have seen in my group, I'm going to reply to them. I'm going to do my very best to laugh with them or make them feel special. By the way, post pictures of yourself in your group, because picture Mindy. So here's why you want to do that, Mindy. They can see pictures. They can go on Pinterest and they can see pictures of all of the Mary Kay products there. So if that's all we're posting in our private group, it's really not anything about building a community. So when we post a picture of ourselves, that reminds them, because I've never met some of my customers in person. Some of them live across the country from me because we're like Facebook friends or a friend of a friend kind of thing. So they need to know who I am so that they kind of know who they're working with. So post pictures of yourself, go live, do those things so that they know who you are, because you want them to know you, because I love Mindy because I get to know Mindy. And your customers want to know you too. Did you have anything to add?
It's just the mature looking face. Yours is young and beautiful, that skin. And then we got this mature looking face going on here.
Okay, well, here's what I'm gonna say. I have some Mary Kay director friends who are also mature, and they go live every single
All the
week.
time.
They are always posting pictures. They are fun and they are funny because they aren't worried about it, because you know what? Most of their customers are also mature. And they're like, hey, she can post a picture of herself, I can post a picture of myself. So you know what? They're not worried about it. Yes, Mom, you have anything to add?
I mean, I posted that crazy picture of my non-eyebrow this morning. It took some guts. And
I was
then
really impressed.
Mary Kay made the difference. And then I finished it off with a little bit of a distance shot. But I looked at those again today and I was like, oh man, that is nasty. But you know, you got to start with what you have.
You got to start where you are. But that's what our customers love. When I post things in my group that are not about Mary Kay, like I wore a sequin shirt yesterday and I was in the car and the light shone on my shirt. It was like a disco ball in our Equinox. It was ridiculous. And I got so tickled, and I took a picture and I posted it in my customer group that has -10 things to do with Mary Kay. But I posted it and we all laughed together. We had a great time because we're just friends. My customers are my friends and we're just there to hang out. So just don't take it too seriously. The more fun you can bring, the more your customers are going to get to find out who you are. And also don't be scared to like be who you are. I think that all of us bring unique things to the table. And if I compare my stuff to your stuff, to your stuff, to your stuff, I'm going to come up short because I'm not you. I'm not as organized as you. I'm not as kind. I'm not you. I'm me. So all I can be on my Facebook group is me. So, don't be afraid to post about the things that you're interested in. I love clothes. It's absolutely my weakness. I have far too many clothes, but I'll keep buying clothes because I love them. So I often am posting pictures in my group, like between two outfits, and be like, hey guys, which one do you like more for this event that I'm going to? Because that's unique to me. That's something I love and my customers love to vote. And I often pick the other one anyway, because I'm like, oh, you know what, you guys, I made my own decision here. But they know that about me. So maybe you're not into clothes. Maybe you're really into sports. That's okay. You can talk about sports, talk about who you are, because you want your customers to love their experience with you, because you are in this to be lifelong friends and build lifelong relationships with these women. And maybe you've already been friends with some of them for 10 years. Maybe some of them you met 6 weeks ago. But that's where it's going to happen. And by the way, I have about 140 people in my customer group, and probably 10 of them regularly comment. If you're thinking through that ratio, I want you to stop being discouraged if you don't have a lot of engagement. 10 consistent people out of 140, that means if I had 14 people in my group, one of them would be commenting. That's the ratio there. So don't get too discouraged. It's a numbers game, and having 3 people who are on your team is so good, you guys. 3 people who are in this with you on your Facebook group is so good. Your number is not too small. Your engagement is not too small. I really feel like the Lord blesses us with more when we steward what we already have well. So I decided a long time ago that I was going to stop being worried about how many people were in my customer group. I used to think that it would be impossible to get to 50. Like, it took me forever to get to 50. And I used to pray about that and invite people. And I had a lot of people just never join and never even answer my message about that. But it was an uphill battle. Okay, so I don't want you to be like, oh well, you just got really good at Facebook and then it all fell into place. No, it did not happen that way at all. But I decided that I wasn't going to be so worried about how many were in there. I was going to be really worried about how well I was taking care of people that were already there, because once they fall in love with me and with how our community is, then they want to bring their friends in. So I would say, don't be worried about your business being too small, your sales being too low, your Facebook page not being where you want it to be. Take really good care of what you already have. And then I feel like the Lord blesses you with more. Also, I have people who are not ready to do parties with me right now, but in 6 months, after they've really gotten to know me, they're going to be ready and we're going to have a great party together. So just really build those relationships deep. And I really do think that's what's turned my sales around, as I stopped being so worried about the sales and started being really worried about investing in these people as my friends, where I thought, how can I make their life better today because they interacted with me? And that was not how I used to treat my Facebook group. My Facebook group was a big sales pitch. I'm being really, really honest. I was like, I don't even want to be here. Why would they? So if you feel any of those things, a lot of you are doing a much better job than I used to do with my Facebook group. In fact, I would say all of you are doing better than I used to do, but all of us could probably stand to kind of audit and look at like, okay, what do I like that I'm doing? What could I change and what could I add? Those are kind of 3 questions to look at. I would not say this is a magic formula where tomorrow all of your sales increase. I would say if you will do this consistently, when you look back at it in 6 months, you're going to be like, oh, wow, okay, we've come so far from where we were. And I'm in it for the long game. And I know most of you ladies are really planning that as well. So that's how you can build something that in 6 months you can say, wow, this is so stable. This is so good. This is so sustainable, because sometimes we work really hard and we're really pushing, but you can only do that for a short amount of time. So you want to build something that you can really grow over time and maintain. So I know I talked a really long time, but I think that's really practical and really helpful, because sometimes it can be so discouraging in the trenches trying to figure out how to get here from here. So maybe take a couple of those steps and try to do a 5% improvement each day, and you will find that in 20 days, things will look quite different than they do right now. So some of my tips. So I'm going to turn it over to my mom, and she is going to tell you guys a little bit about the Star Consultant Program. Some of you already know about this quite a bit, and some of you don't. So take away, Mom.
Okay, and I'll keep this brief, but just a couple of things. So Star Consultant is a quarterly program, and we're coming up on the end of the 2nd quarter of the Mary Kay year. Our Mary Kay year starts in July. So Whitney, as I go, if I have some facts wrong, let me know. Anyway, okay, so December 15th is the end of this 2nd quarter. And to be a star, you need to have ordered $1,800 or more during the quarter. Now, for my team, I'm going to probably be contacting, probably because it's my intention, but sometimes my life and my intentions don't line up, but probably going to be contacting everybody and letting you know where you are on that path to star. Anna is on here, and she is already a star. She and I are both stars. In fact, Anna's only $224 away from the next level of star. If she gets there by the 15th, which is amazing. And then if you have gained a teammate and that teammate is qualified, that bumps you up a level. So you'll want to make star to get bumped up as well. Now, what are all these levels and stars, whatever? So you get points with Mary Kay, and those points are points that you get to shop with. I 1 quarter gained 2 or 3 new teammates and had a pretty good selling quarter. And I got a Roku TV that is in our bedroom that I love. It's not baby, it's big. It's a big Roku TV. Didn't pay a penny for it. I have earned a help me out, a latte machine. What is it called? What do I have, Whitney? Espresso machine. Espresso machine. I have a Ninja blender, which I've always wanted. The blender I had was my one from when we got married. I've been married 35 years. Yeah. And it was like, you could like mush up something soft, but that was about all you could do. And so I saved up Amazon credit and ordered it on Amazon. But now Mary Kay's changed it around. You need to go on Mary Kay in Touch. I have no idea where, Whitney, maybe you can tell us in a minute, to look up. We'll let you guys know where to go, but it's brand new. This quarter is brand new. As you become a star, you get your points, and then you get to shop with them. You can save your points quarter to quarter and build them up. There are trips on there. I've gotten luggage. I've got a smartwatch. I've gotten so many prizes because I always, always, always work to be a star. You get jewelry from the company. You get bigger jewelry from the company if you do it for a whole year. So it's a whole online store. Exactly. So I always work to be a star. To be a star, that means you would order 600 in a month, which is exactly what the company kind of encourages you to do to get the jewelry. And if you get to 300 by the middle of the month, then over the course of 3 months, you'll be at your 1,800 if you just do that. And that is always my goal. I always work with sales, with parties, with sometimes stocking up, whatever, to be a star. That's always my goal. And it has served me well, and it would serve you well if you make that goal. And like Whitney talked about goals, if you don't have the goal, you're never going to hit it. So have the goal, track it. There's all kinds of ways to track this. There's all kinds of reports that you can look at under business tools and then my business, and just play around in there. You can see exactly where you are in all these things. So stars are great. If you are a star, then you get early ordering privileges when the new quarter comes out. And when somebody looks up for just generally a Mary Kay consultant, they will match you with somebody in your same zip code area. And then your name will pop up first on the list. I've gotten sales several times from that, where they're like, hey, I was Googling Mary Kay consultant and your name came up. I'd like to order. My Mary Kay consultant isn't in anymore, or sometimes they passed away or whatever. So they are looking for a consultant. And so that gives you that privilege as well. And then there's different levels and different prizes. I do think with the online store and being able to save up your points, that's going to be a whole different game changer for that. But look around in there, and I suggest you look on that online store and pick what you would like to earn, and then work your way there. Now, if you don't make it to the 1,800 in a quarter, you don't get any points. So you want to get to the 1,800. Several of you are like 1,100 away. I've done it before in just a week or two. You can sell star certificates where you give somebody a $125 certificate for $100 worth of product. No, wait, they pay $100 for $125 worth of product. You don't make as much on your 50%, but to get to star and to have the production, there's a lot of good reasons to do it. So there's a lot of things you can do. Mary Kay days are amazing. One time Whitney and I were early on, and Whitney was working on a goal. And she and I just got in the down in the dumps. We're like, yeah, we're not going to make it. And yeah, we really tried, but we're not going to make it. And Nancy got on there and she was like, what are you girls talking about? 4 days is a lifetime in Mary Kay. We can make this goal. And I think we did. I don't remember the exact details, but she was just like, what are you talking about? So much can happen. So really, a lot of times we just need to put a little extra effort and let people know we are working close to a goal and something that they might be putting off ordering. They'll order then to help you get in there. So, okay, I don't want to take any more time because it's 20 till and we have a lot to do. Any questions? Anything I missed?
I thought that was great. And I'm sorry, you guys, I talked way too long earlier.
It was good information, Whitney. Okay. We needed that.
Okay, last thing I'm going to share. I know I'm taking even more time, but I have a tracking sheet right here. And if I get to here by the end of December, that puts me officially halfway at the halfway point of the year to being on track for Queen's Court of Sales. Queen's Court of Sales is if you sell 40,000 retail in a year. I did not think that was possible for me. And I need to fill this in. I'm about here now. But I put this up with no plan of actually filling it out. I thought, oh, I'll color these in. But every time I order something, I have this pink highlighter. You guys, it's so funny. Somebody orders a lip gloss from me, which is like $8 wholesale. I will like color in a tiny little sliver because I'm like, oh, it's $8. So I fill this in religiously. Have something visual where you are tracking your goals. It does not have to be a goal this big. Have something fun. Every time I order now, I'm like, oh, I get to go fill in my thing. And it's a visual representation of my hard work. It's up where I can see it. Put it somewhere you can see it. If you really want accountability, put it on your fridge. Your kids will ask you about it all the time. And that'll motivate you. I stopped putting mine on the fridge because Josh would be like, hey, how are you doing on that? And I was like, mind your business. So I was like, I don't want to talk to you about this right now. So, I mean, make choices, but I put it where I can see it. And I could not believe that I'm being able to start filling this out. I don't care what your goal is. Have something where you can fill it out and see it and be really, really proud of yourself and you're able to fill something in. It's such a good mood booster. And also when I'm feeling down in the dumps and I don't want to do my job, I will look at that and go, what do I want more? And I usually get right back at it because I can see not where I am, but where I want to be. And it helps me go from where I am to the next step towards where I want to be. And sometimes I need that. I don't know about you guys, but I need that in my life. So that's like one of my biggest things that it's been really fun this year. And I started out the year not at all on track for Queen's Court Sales. So I've been making up ground all year. So if I can actually get to the halfway point at the halfway point of the year, I will be so excited. Because at first I was on track to like catch myself up by April. So if I catch myself up by December, that's huge. So you guys, I'm really pushing myself this year. I'm not asking y'all to do anything that I am not willing to do myself. So I just want to encourage you, be brave because we can do this no matter how big or small your goal is. You just have to have one and then take your next step. So, okay, I am going to turn it over to I have something stuck in my throat, so sorry about that. I'm going to turn it over to Megan. I asked her if she would be willing to help us out with some career path recognition, and she said yes. I'm so excited. Megan has been in my unit for, oh man, Megan, when did you start Mary Kay?
A day before September,
The
end
day
of
before
August.
September. Perfect. So just a few months, and she has been just an incredible, consistent leader in our unit since day one, and it has been so fun to get to work with her. So Megan, take it away.
All right, bear with me when I do this. Okay, how many are independent beauty consultants?
If you are
How
an independent
many,
beauty consultant, give us a wave, because I know there's some of you on here. So wave for us. If you were on here and you are in Mary Kay, basically. Anna's waving. I think Cherie, I think that's right. And I think Janet, Cherie's like, I don't know. I haven't been able to talk about any of these. Janet is, I know, it's fun. This is the first time we've got to do this before. So awesome.
I'm horrible at this, Whitney. How many is at your first meeting? Nobody? Okay. How many are senior beauty consultants? And that means you have 1 or 2 active team members. All right, do we have any star recruiters? All right, and that's 3 to 4 active team members. Do we have any team leads, which is 5 to 7 active team members? All right, how about elite team leader, 8 or more active team members? All right, how about BIQs? All right, and directors? And would you like to introduce yourself and why you love your Mary Kay life?
Hi, yes, I would. Okay, so and I'm just typing in here because I'm so excited about the Hope unit and the Fearless unit because I see the path to there being a lot of reds and a lot of team leaders and some elite team leaders and more directors. So that's pretty exciting. And that's kind of what I love about Mary Kay is that the sky's the limit. So whatever we want to put into it, we can get out of it. And I have been so excited to see my team doing bits and pieces of work and some of the challenges, and they're seeing the results. Sometimes we get stuck because we're kind of not doing much. We don't know what to do. And just those couple of little activities like thanking people or oh no, I can't think of anything. Inviting people to the glam group, whatever we're doing on there really can add up and make a difference. Handing out a catalog here or there, all those little steps just make a difference. And I mean, the Hope unit is to give hope. And I just love that we can see the hope of where our business can take us. So I just love that.
All right, and senior director? Would you like to
Yay!
introduce yourself and why you love your Mary Kay life?
I would. And Megan, you did a beautiful job. That was her first time helping us out with the meeting. And the first time I did it, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing at all. So thank you, Megan. I really appreciate you. My name is Whitney. I think you guys know me. What I am loving about my Mary Kay life right now is this group right here. It's been a couple months of like just some challenges, I think, for everyone. As a director, I sometimes know a little bit more story than some people because I get to connect with a lot of you. And a lot of us have been going through some deep stuff in our personal lives that have nothing to do with Mary Kay. And it is such a blessing to me to get to come to this and to have the glam group and to be able to spread hope and encouragement because I need this meeting as much as anybody else on here. And I am just so grateful to get to share this with you. And I was thinking, I was listening to that career path and, we have senior consultant and then a bunch of positions are open. And I am praying that God will fill those positions with the right women. And I'm just going to say it and boldly declare it. I think the right women are right here in this meeting, but it does not happen unless you make a decision that you want where you want to be more than where you are right now. And you take that next step and you don't get to move up the career path unless you're willing to talk to people that you're scared to talk to sometimes, or people that you're like, oh, what will she think of me? Or, oh, I just don't know. Like, don't overthink it. Just ask her. You're not asking her to give you her left kidney. You're just asking her if she will listen to an opportunity that will potentially make her quite a bit of money and improve her family. Like, that is such a gift. So let's go give the gift of sharing this opportunity to other women. I'm really excited about this, and I cannot wait to see. Some of you are one person away from your red jacket, and it is all about the critical 6 inches between your ears. That's where that decision to get in your red jacket is made. My decision to get in a red jacket had nothing to do with who I knew. I had to go meet new people in order to find the people to share with. Who you know right now may not be your next teammate. Go be brave. Go meet some new people. You never know who's out there that God has planned for you to meet so that she can come be part of this as well. And I'm just really excited to see that gap being closed. I would love to see somebody at every single position, but it is up to you to decide if it's going to be you or if it's not, because if it's not you, it will be somebody else, because this opportunity is too good for people to not be taking advantage of it. So let it be you. Let it be you. I remember my decision to move up the career path of Mary Kay was, I said, all right, if it's no one else, it's me. And then it was me, because I just decided. So go decide and then go get brave, because you have to decide and then get brave. Those are the two things that are very important. So thank you, Megan, for sharing. I really appreciated that. All right, couple quick announcements. Production right now, Fearless Unit, we are working towards 5,500 in production. It's a big goal, bigger than we've hit so far this year. And right now we're at $365. So my goal is, I would love for us to cross the 500 mark. So, in that chart that I share, 500 is the first one we get to write the word done. There is something magical about when I can put the word done. We completed this, on to the next thing. Let's see if we can get done with our 500 by tomorrow evening. I think if we're all working at it between all of us, we can get that sold with wholesale. So let's make that our goal. And then remember that we're doing the Glam Group Christmas party, giving away 12 Days of Faves tonight and another one next Monday. Get your customers involved. I promise it won't take away from your sales. It will encourage your customers to have fun, because that's what we're all about. People come back to what's fun. They like being part of this group, and I really want to get more and more people involved. And I think, yes, that is all I have to announce tonight. So I wrote down. So Mom, do you have any Hope Unit announcements?
Yes. Okay. So we are also working at 5,500, and I hate to compete with Fearless Unit, but we are at 407 right now. So just a teeny bit ahead of the Fearless Unit. So that's pretty great, because that doesn't usually happen. I'm usually like trying to keep up with them over there. So way to go, Fearless Unit. We're off to a great start. Or Hope Unit, we're off to a great start. Oh, what am I even saying? And then, okay, so we're a brand new unit, and they give us quarterly goals, the company does. And we're at the end of a quarter, the end of December, which is even a little more than the 5,500. It's 6,400 and something. So in my wildest dream, that is really, yes, I know. I love to compete, Megan. I know. That is really would be fabulous. And we'd also need to have 6 Great Start qualified. And we have 1 right now, 1 who's on the way. So we'd need 4 new people who became Great Start qualified. None of that is beyond the realm of possibility. And it would be pretty super if we could do that this second quarter. I think it calls us a grow strong unit if we do that. So if each of us are working, it's totally possible. Even if like a chunk of us are working, it's totally possible. So think about it. And by working, you're making money for your company, your family at the same time. It's been a long day for me, so I don't know what words are coming out of my mouth, but fill in the gaps. You probably know what I'm supposed to be saying. And then stars. I'm looking for more stars. That would be totally fabulous. We have a couple more stars in our unit, and that daily challenge. I know that Mindy has been doing that daily challenge, and she's already seen some benefits from that, I think. So they're not hard. They take about 10 or 15 minutes to do them. So just copy paste the text to a few people, thank a few people, and then say done in the comments, and I'm giving away a prize. Mindy's already won 1 prize, and unless somebody else gets on there for today's prize, she's going to be the winner again. Because I'm not going to give myself a prize. Although I did give myself these earrings because I really liked them, but I needed something to go with this shirt. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to give myself these earrings. So anyway, that's our goal. So 5,500. To get to 5 Great Start Qualify would be fabulous. The daily challenges and the star, and then that secondary goal is 64. I don't know, it's like 64-17. It's not out of the realm of possibility. So we'll just keep praying and looking at that. But our initial goal is 5,500. And I don't even know, I'm a new director. Am I allowed to have 2 different money goals? I don't know. Wholesale goals. I don't know production, but that's what it is. Anyway, okay, that's me.
I have a
That was
question.
good. And yes, let me just say we're doing those daily challenges as well. Megan has won 2 already because she was the only one that commented yesterday. So some of you might have done it, but Megan is cleaning up on those prizes. So I would love to be giving away to more people, but I don't know. Megan's being really consistent. So I'm just saying Janet has won one, and I know there's several other people. Nikki won one of them. Somebody else.
Doors
I
not
can't
shut the
remember.
way.
Somebody else has won. So just make sure you are doing those daily tasks. They're quick and easy, and they will move your business forward. Okay, good. Turn it over to Amanda. Yes, Mom. I can't. What?
I have a question. The 1,800 and these amounts you're talking about, is it what the customer's spending, or is our money taken out of that? Is it without that? Does that make sense?
Yes, I think I understand. So it's 1,800 wholesale. So that's what we as consultants order. So that will be selling about 3,600 to your customers, and then it's the half that we're using to order. So that's a great question. Does that answer it? Did I answer that well?
Yeah, when you say wholesale, it's what we pay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So it's you want to have the sales to support being able to order that amount. So yes, that's a great question, Sheree. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Amanda for some recognition. You know, one thing I love about Amanda is she is so consistent. I ask Amanda to do something, she's there. She's there every time, and I think that is such an amazing quality. She's our behind the scenes gal for Glam Group, and I never have to ask, hey, are you going to be there? She is going to be there because she committed to it, and I love that about her. She's dependable, and I love it. So, all right, Amanda, take it with some recognition.
Thank you. Sorry, that's why I'm off screen a lot because all that's going on. But yes, so okay, if you open your store for business this past week and you had any sales, small or large, can you wave at us, please? Oh, look at all of you. Okay. That is awesome. I'm seeing a lot of hands. I see Amy, Mindy, Whitney. Oh, Cherie, awesome. That's really good. And Anna, I'm not sure the face. You guys see that little, I'm not sure. Okay, well, I hope it's a good, I'm sorry. But, not every week, but we can always have a good week coming up, so. Okay, did anyone have a grand day this past week? Whitney, I did last week. Mindy, Amy, wow, that's awesome. Yay. Okay, I'm scrolling through. That's why it takes me a second to see. Oh, Anna, no, it's okay, Oh, I know it can be disappointing, but not every week is our best week, but this is a great time of year, like if you're promoting all the Christmas stuff to really make some good sales, so we can still have it. And then high sales. So from November 28th through December 4th, those dates, it's 300 to be queen. So let's start off with $100. Wave your hand. Well, I know all of us, well, a lot of us had $100. So, okay, if you sold 150, can you wave at us? Okay, I see it. Let's see here. 175. Okay, wow, 200. My goodness. Okay, let's go 250. Okay, Amy, I see. Maybe Whitney. Okay, Amy, can you unmute and tell us how much you sold? And yeah, give us some tips.
I added it up right before we started. I was very surprised. It was $281 because it's been like $50 here and $45 there. I had one grand day, but several days it was like $87. It's like somebody order a mascara, something, but didn't quite get there. So anyway, but 281, and it was mostly resales. Most of it was resales, and some of it was last Monday I did a Cyber Monday sale with 20% off because I didn't do anything for Pink Friday because that was our family Christmas. So I wanted to do something. So a lot of it was part of that Cyber Monday sale.
That's awesome. What about you, Mindy? How did you do that? Is 2 something? is being touchy. There
Okay,
we go.
finally, I am challenged here. Not only mature, but challenged. Anyway, like the girls have told us, get out there and text them personally. And I also did do a cyber sale. So that's what mine mainly was. Mhm. And mine was 231, Amy.
Well, that is awesome. Way to go. Okay, let's see here. So did anyone share the opportunity last week? When 3, okay, Whitney, I see you waving. Let me scroll through, make sure I don't miss anybody. Okay, and 3 makes you queen. So did you share with 3 people, Whitney?
I am trying to remember. I think I did, but I don't want to claim it unless I'm sure. What I did, just so you guys have the tip on how I did share, even if it wasn't 3, I can't remember. At every party I do, I post in there, I do a group post where I say, hey, anybody who watches this video and fills out the survey will get a lip gloss or mascara from me. I think I say lip gloss, just for watching. And then I privately message those that I'm like most interested in connecting with. So I have been really layering that at my parties. And then if there's anybody already my customers that I'm like, I don't know if she would, but I would like it if she would, then I'm really asking her privately if she would watch my video and fill out the survey. So I have a video, if anybody on here, I know we have some newer people. I have a video I made where I kind of share about the Mary Kay opportunity, and then there's a survey you can send them. So if you want a quick, easy way to kind of start that conversation, that's a great way to start it. I try really hard to get a phone call or a Zoom chat or something with them afterwards if I can, because that's where I can really hear their heart. That's why we do Zoom chats on Thursdays, so that we can hear the heart of the customer and hear what they are most interested about the Mary Kay opportunity. Because you know, if I talk about 3 things they don't care about, then I've lost them, but there might be 3 things they do care about in Mary Kay. So I want to ask them. So that's really the purpose of that, but that's how I've been sharing. So sorry, I overtalked.
No, that's good. That's really good. Thank you. And then the last thing I'll ask guys, did anyone have a party last week? Let's see here. Let me scroll through. We're all like, I know it's been busy with the holiday. I think last week was Thanksgiving, or that was the week before. My days are mixed up, but yeah, it's okay. We can have a party this week, you know? So they're really easy to throw together. I mean, you just ask somebody, you can have it like the next night, literally. They're so, especially since they're online. So, all right. I think that's final thing, but good job, everyone. Oh, Amy.
Cherie had her launch party on Thursday. So Cherie had a party.
Yay.
Woo!
Awesome. That's exciting. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. I really appreciate it. And then, you know, something I do if I don't have a lot of parties on the books and I want to party, I throw my own party. And I invite my customers to come and I make it really fun. So sometimes you just have to be the party if nobody else wants to be. And it can be a really good time. So just my tip for you. I've done that many times. So I'm going to turn it over to Mom. She's going to close us in prayer. We are going to do a quick change artists, grab our Santa hats, and we will see you in the glam group in like 10 minutes.
Yes, I have like a couple things to get ready. So we are going to pray and go. And if y'all can think of it, my sister had some surgery last Wednesday. Her name's Wendy. And the surgery went well, but my brother-in-law texted me right before we started. She has some blood clots in her lungs. So she's back at the ER. I think it's under control, but it's kind of scary. So let's pray for her. Her name's Wendy Brickner. Okay. Dear Lord, we just thank you for this evening and this meeting and just how cheery it is. And Lord, I thank you for the great success that there's been this week in a lot of our businesses. And then Lord, I pray that you would continue to bless our businesses. And we know that our work does not come back void, but what we sow, we sometimes reap later. So I pray, Lord, we just be consistently each day putting some time into our businesses. And then Lord, I pray you would show us the results from that. Thank you, Lord, for these wonderful group of ladies. Please bless them and be with our glam group to come. In your name I pray. Amen. Okay, text all your glam group ladies. Get them in there. And if you need a text, I think there's one in the Hope unit. I have one I just sent out. So if you need one, tell me. I'll text it to you quick.
Fearless student, you're on your own. You can come up with it because I got nothing ready for you. You guys got this.